I'm starting off. I got Arkansas, Oklahoma State starting off. Is that what you got? Noon game on ABC Saturday.
Yeah, give me just a second. Boom, got it pulled up. I will say
Oh, and you got
some.
the okay.
Yeah,
You got the
so
line on.
some of these lines are updated. Some of them there are no lines, and some of them the lines have changed. I'm actually pulling FanDuel up right now to see about updated lines. That's the one thing about Sundays is the lines normally don't come out until middle of the afternoon or later that evening. So sometimes we don't get the lines, but that line is accurate though. Arkansas is an 8.5-point underdog in this game to Oklahoma State. So yeah,
Justin said,
Justin,
let
I'm
him
cooking,
cook.
man. I'm cooking.
I know, like Justin's literally like your personal cheerleader. He never agrees with me on anything on the show, but it's fine. It's fine, dude. I
Dude,
know where you live, Justin.
I told you 2 weeks ago. That's my burner account, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, I believe it. I'm starting to believe it day by day, honestly. Day by day. All right. 1% better. Let's get our picks rolling. We got Arkansas, who looked really good against a very bad opponent. Did they play Murray State? Who did they play?
They played Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff. Worst team in America. Sorry. That's just, I'm putting it blunt, but the worst football team I've ever seen in my life. That was terrible. Their effort on every play was just absurd. They were truly there for whatever money they got in that game. That like nothing more, nothing less. They got on the bus, they went home. It was pretty sad to see. But look, credit to Arkansas. They came out firing. Petrino looked like he never left Arkansas. Got that thing rocking and rolling. I'm actually going to be taking Arkansas in this game. I'm rocking and rolling with
Arkansas.
I'm rocking and rolling. Feeling good. I'm feeling good about this pick.
So you're feeling good about Bobby Petrino there at Arkansas then turning some things
around.
I'm
not gonna say feeling good. It's more of like I'm just not a huge believer in Oklahoma State and old Gundy out there.
That's fair.
They've lost some key pieces in which we've taken one big key piece on the corner. Obviously, McCoy out at Oklahoma State. No, that was Oregon State. I'm mixing up two different people. Sorry, colors are the same though. Sorry, I'm sorry. Either way, Arkansas looked pretty good. They are playing Oklahoma State on this one. I just like Arkansas. Look, there's not gotta be a rhyme or reason. All right, I'm taking Arkansas. You should love this. It should be an easy point for you, right?
Well, I mean, you act like you're trying to give it to me now, but look,
I'm not giving you anything.
But look, Arkansas this year, I do think after seeing that offense against Pine Bluff, you mentioned it. Pine Bluff is not very good. Arkansas did exactly what they needed to in that game. I told you a best bet last week was Arkansas is not even going to score 50 points in the game, and there they are putting up 70.
And that's why we're not listening to you on best bets anymore.
That's exactly right. That's why we got somebody else doing it. So, but listen, the Arkansas offense will be improved this year. I still don't know how much it changes things for Arkansas this year. I said back in the predictions, I think Oklahoma State's going to win this game. I still think they do. Oklahoma State played a really comparable opponent in South Dakota State. That is another FCS team that is year in and year out one of the best ones. I think they won the FCS championship last year, or they finished runner-up, something along those lines. So, and they took care of business, 44-20 against South Dakota State last week. I think Oklahoma State's just right now a little bit higher on the totem pole than Arkansas. So I am taking Oklahoma State to win this contest.
Thank you for giving me 2 points. I appreciate that. All right, dude. What you got next on the docket?
All right, so next is going to be a huge game this weekend, as it is Texas traveling to Ann Arbor to play against Michigan. The line when I checked earlier was -6.5. Let me see if it has moved any. It is still 6.5 for Texas in this contest.
That might be a best bet, brother. I think Texas wins this one pretty easily. Yeah, I was right with my gut in Georgia Clemson. I feel like I'm going to be right in my gut with Texas Michigan. I think Texas gets They didn't lose. They lost to Washington, didn't they? No, who did they play in the semifinal? Yes, they lost to Washington. Either way, I think Texas beat Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Justin is going to appreciate that because he is a Longhorn fan, but he also, he bleeds orange. It's not the right color orange, but he's here. So, it's goodbye my vote. So.
Yeah, this is not enough points. Texas win this one by as many as they choose. Quinn Ewers looked really good yesterday. The Texas defense looked good too. I know Colorado State is not a great opponent either, but they
scored like 40 on Colorado last year.
But it's
a team that was ranked top 10 in the EA college football game and defense. So I'm just saying, like, it could, you're right. You're 100% right.
Texas is another one of those teams out of just like a lot of SEC teams playing FCS opponents. They took care of business in yesterday's game, and they're going to take care of business against Michigan as Texas wins this game easily.
I love the confidence that we have in that pick. We're going to get trolled so hard if Michigan wins. It's all good. It's part of it, dude. It's part of it. The next one I've got on the docket is for 12:45 Eastern time on the SEC Network. You got McNeese, A&M. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this one. A&M's got this one, correct?
Yeah, A&M wins this one. There's still no line up. But, yeah, Texas A&M wins this one. I will say there is some things that need improving on the offensive side of the ball for Texas A&M. But, man, that defense for Texas A&M against Notre Dame, it looked really good. Notre Dame did end up pulling that one out. Both of us did pick that game correctly. But A&M is going to be stout on defense, just like most Mike Elko teams are. Got a little bit to work on the offense. I think they will do that going down the road this year. But Texas A&M gets this game against McNeese as a get-right game.
Wayman's got to protect the ball a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yes.
But other than that, yeah, they should be fine. What's the next one you got?
Yep, next game I got on the docket is at 2 o'clock Eastern time. That is Tennessee Tech against Georgia.
Next.
There it is.
Yep. I'm glad you did the graphic on this one, but yes, it's
Tennessee Tech's got this one, right?
I mean, if you want to, yes, thank you. I'm so glad you picked that. Y'all heard that on the record. Appreciate that. I'll take Georgia. All right, y'all have a good one.
Yeah, no, Georgia, they got off to a slow start yesterday against Clemson, but I never felt the game was in doubt.
They were toying with them, dude. They were trying to run the same 3 plays to see if it'd work, and then in the second half they had to run like 2 more, and then they won. So pretty easily. What was it? Like they scored on 5 straight possessions in the second half, scored like 28 or 31 points to Clemson's 6 or whatever. I don't even know. Like it was pathetic. 3.
Yeah,
Clemson didn't even score 3.
Yeah, but both of us said exactly how that game was going to turn out. They were just going to blow Clemson out, just like they did last year to Oregon, just like they did last year to Florida State.
Point, because we got some hate in the comments on that video, and I need to go back and like pay some respect to some of the folks that visited that video. I'm gonna be like, hey, how are we feeling today? Like, are we doing okay? Like, sorry, no, that's just the toxic side of me. But next game on the docket, I've got South. This is the only SEC game of the weekend. South Carolina versus Kentucky. This is gonna be 3:30 on ABC, and that nice theme music that they got. This is going to be at Kentucky, I believe. Correct?
It is, and the line has actually shifted. Yep. It has shifted a lot since the last time I looked at it.
That's because South Carolina about lost to Old Dominion.
I have got 7.5 on that graphic there. FanDuel updated odds. Kentucky minus 9.5.
I'm probably still taking Kentucky to cover on this game.
I think I agree with you on that one. As Kentucky, we didn't get to see a full game out of them, but we saw enough as it was weather delay. The game ended up getting called in the third quarter with Kentucky leading 31-0 over Southern Miss. But South Carolina showed me enough to know it's going to be just as long of a season as I thought it was going to be at the beginning. Kentucky wins this one by at least 2 scores.
Couple of comments to catch up on. Vols Tom tunes in. He's talking about the game tonight, which we predicted last week, but he says LSU will lose to USC. He's calling a shot. He thinks LSU will lose. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I do think that I have LSU winning this game just because I think Nussmeier is a little bit not seasoned. Obviously, he's kind of new, but he's played. Like he's got a little bit of experience, and I know USC's defense is not so great. It's a lot like Colorado's. I compare them a lot alike. But I don't know. Maybe they will. They absolutely could. Each game, they start out 0-0. And honestly, LSU and USC are so similar. I mean, honestly, you could look in the mirror. If you didn't wear a uniform, you would see the same thing, honestly, in my opinion. Robert says, I'm selling all my stock on the Gamecocks. Beamer barely beats Old Dominion. Should have lost. I agree. This team is a mess. Kentucky is going to kick their butt. And he didn't say but we're family friendly here. So you can fill in the blank. I agree with him, but this is another one of those takes that, like, that's not a hot take. I think we all agreed. We did a segment earlier in the offseason where, what coaches are feeling it in the hot seat. And Shane Beamer was on that list, and I think you're starting to see why. There's no upward trajectory with this team. In fact, you might even be seeing the opposite right now. I don't know. We'll see. This game's going – I think this game is way more important for South Carolina than it is for Kentucky, but I don't think it helps them. I think Kentucky is going to roll. So,
yep. So we both have
Vols Time even agrees. Kentucky in a blowout.
Yeah. So we've all got Kentucky in this one. And also, I did have some folks say that they're going to kind of be picking along with us. Absolutely. Pick along with us. Let us know, how you did the week prior in the comments. I think most people had a pretty good record this past week just because of the games that were played. And
you got to submit the picks before the games are played. I just want to point that out.
I agree. I agree with that. That way we can look back on it. But
yeah, but I can't buy all y'all dinner like that. If you win, that's a crisp high five and have a good day. But like, I can't, I just don't have those pockets. I'm sorry, but no, absolutely pick along with us. It's a fun segment, and I think y'all should absolutely also do upset pick of the week with us. That is such a fun segment. So
yes, it is. But next game that I've got on the docket here, it is Cal traveling to Auburn. That game is at 3:30 Eastern time on ESPN2. Let's see. Auburn there is 11.5-point favorite, and they are still an 11.5-point favorite in this game. I don't really trust either one of these teams to score a lot of points. I think 11.5 might be too much just because I think it's going to be a close game. We saw Auburn do what they needed to yesterday in their game. Cal struggled a little bit in their opening game, but I felt like it was more the opponent Auburn played than maybe Auburn just being that much improved, at least at this point in time. I do trust Hugh Freeze. I think he's going to turn his program around. I don't trust Peyton Thorne, but I am going to take Auburn to win this game close.
Okay, you have me set up to think that you're taking Cal. No, that's fine. Robert's going in on Shane Beamer, brother. He said Skylar, and he calls me out. I don't know why he's calling me out, but yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening. He said to play this poorly at home. He's talking about South Carolina here. Offense is stagnant. Their defense is horrible, ridiculous. This game was this close to Dominion. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Vols Time says I picked the under. What are you doing, Vols Time? Picking the under in the Tennessee game and lost $5. So. Look, if you don't have the money to bet, please do not bet. Please bet responsibly. I had $5 on this game too. Not only did I take the over, I took Tennessee to cover as well, so I doubled my chance. I had a good payday. It was plus 200 odds. I tripled my money. I won $15. It was great. But no, how do you take the under, brother? Come on, man. Come on. It was only like 50-something points. You just – I was honestly thinking we were going to score about 45 and they were going to score 17. That's how I thought we were going to get it. Ended up being we scored 70, which is fine by me. Vols by 60, baby. Anyways, I agree with you. Auburn's going to win this game, I think. I just don't have a feel for Cal. I don't. But I liked what I seen out of Auburn, and I'm going to roll with them. Next game on the docket. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. It's the second of the doubleheader on SEC Network. It's 4:15 Eastern. It's Middle Tennessee versus Ole Miss. Jackson Dart with like a 6-touchdown, 600, 500-yard day, 418. I'm being so dramatic here. Jackson Dart looks pretty good. I think he's going to be in the Heisman talk pretty soon, but I take Ole Miss on this one.
Yeah, I take Ole Miss big in this one as well. Not a lot to say. MTSU is just not anywhere near the same level that Ole Miss is, and Ole Miss, just like many other teams, they took advantage or they took care of business in the game that they played, and they're going to take care of business against MTSU as well.
I agree.
Let's see. Next game that I have on the docket, there's 3 games in the 6 o'clock slot. This 70s. One is, sorry. I'm in Central Time Zone. I keep forgetting that. I know. 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It is Samford against Florida. This one, Florida fans, if any of you are watching us, this game is on ESPN Plus. You will need an ESPN Plus.
Nobody wants to watch Florida
to
anymore,
watch this game. This is Florida's one guaranteed win this year.
Is it?
I think it is.
Graham Mertz is in concussion protocol. All right. No, I'm joking. I think you're right.
Yeah, we talked about during our Florida prediction. Samford is the one guaranteed win because your non-conference games this year are Miami, UCF, and Florida State to go along with Samford. UCF impressed yesterday. Miami just spanked the crap out of you, and Florida State, I think, is going to pull some things together. I
predicted them to beat Florida State. All right. I'm giving at least one of them to Florida, but now Florida wins this game. I ain't spending too much time on it.
Yeah, I agree. Florida wins this one.
EJ said, remember when Samford almost beat them in 2021? I do not remember that.
Was that Samford that did that? I did not remember that it was Samford. I do remember somebody almost beating them.
So I know EJ personally. He knows ball, dude. So he's going to throw some stuff at us that we might not know. And I think this is the first one where he comes out of nowhere and just like, who remembers that game? Who watches Florida Samford in 2020? Whatever. EJ, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning in and watching. But no, I don't remember that. I might have to go look it up now. But we both got Florida in this game, correct?
Yes.
The second game I have in this same time slot is Buffalo versus Missouri. That is going to also be on the SEC Network Plus. So you got to have that paid subscription to watch this game. Not spending a lot of time on it. Missouri by as many as they choose. They looked really good in week one as well.
They did. They looked impressive.
They got a clear game plan and feeding Luther Burden. And that's what they should do. I mean, he's the best player on the field. So
yeah, and Theo Wees, I wasn't sure if he was going to be on the field or not. Got into some off-field trouble not too long ago. He did play. I think he is the clear-cut number 2, and I didn't. Now, I will admit, I did not watch this game as closely as I kind of wanted to, just because I wanted to see what Missouri looked like. But, Robert says the defense looked solid, better than I thought, considering their defensive returning production was a concern. That, and also the defensive coordinator going to LSU. That was a part of it as well. But I think Missouri is going to be just fine this year, and plus their schedule really helps them out this year. But Missouri definitely beats Buffalo in this game.
Right on. EJ says, I remember because Florida set a school record of offense because that was the only way they could win. Defense just couldn't stop them at all. Yeah, all right, so that sounds like an exciting game too. I'm going to have to definitely got to look that up. That's crazy. Thank you, EJ, for that. Yeah, I got Missouri. I already said I got Missouri. So next one.
Next game in this time slot, it is going to be Alex Golish and South Florida.
Hold up. Got a question.
Okay.
Is Jalen Milroe playing or is he getting benched?
Oh, Milroe's playing.
All right. You didn't get that joke, did you?
I did get that joke.
Okay. I was like, I thought that went right over your head. All right. Give me Bama by a million.
Yeah. Well, I won't say by a million.
Don't give me this. Don't. Ain't picking USF. Don't even.
I'm not picking USF.
Okay.
Alabama's going to win the game, but I think that
it is second year under the guy that was one touchdown away.
I think that Alex Golish with that offense, I think he's going to give Bama some problems, but Alabama's not going to be in any fear of losing this game. But I will say, Alex Golish called his shot back earlier. He was asked.
They get to play us.
Yeah, he was asked the question, how do you feel about playing Alabama? And was it Florida State? Was that the other one?
I don't know.
I don't remember who the other team was, but he was like, what do you mean? They get to play us.
Yeah, that was great. All right, so I got a good comment for you here from Vols Time. We appreciate you guys for watching, man. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have stayed consistent in the YouTube chat. We appreciate that so much because we know our shows are long, but we only do one a week, and we really do appreciate y'all staying here. Do you believe that Ole Miss is overrated? Now, somebody didn't watch my prediction video of Ole Miss. No, not a bit. I think they're one of the best teams in the country, and I think they could, and I predicted them to go undefeated this year. So no, I don't think they're overrated. I think they're the real deal. And I've explained in my prediction segment why I feel that way. Now, obviously, y'all are going to come back at me when they lose the first game, if they lose the first game, and say, you were wrong. And that's fine. But look at what Ole Miss has done in the offseason. You look at Lane Kiffin's history. He's not been able to win the big game, and I'm hoping not that I'm hoping, I don't really care, but like I'm predicting that this is the year that he changes it around and gets that big win over a team like Georgia. And I don't think they're going to win it all, but I do think they do run the table in the regular season. That's Robert says, hate to say it, but Bama looked good. Offense and defense was rolling. Yes, they did. They took care of business too. Michael sure don't think they're overrated. He's a Lane fan. But you didn't predict them to go undefeated like I did. So like that's why I kind of stepped in and was like, nope, not a bit. I think Lane Kiffin's I think Ole Miss is legit this year. There are some teams, real quick, while we're doing our picks, let's take like 2 seconds. There's some blatantly overrated teams right now in the top 10. Who's yours?
Who's even in the top 10 at this point?
Okay, sorry. Mine's Notre Dame, stupidly overrated. Yes, they went, I guess, toe-to-toe with A&M, who is also overrated. There's no way A&M's a top 20 team. They're just the Cinderella of off seasons. They're always ranked somehow, even though it doesn't matter how they did their season before. Both those teams are overrated. Notre Dame got a great win, yes, but they are not the 7th ranked team in the nation. I just don't buy that 1 second. That's, anyways. If you don't know off the cuff, that means. That means, okay, look, Vols time, let's keep this rolling because Vols time says that means Kiffin will be the. What's that?
I do know one of the teams in the top 10, and I'm absolutely going to pick this team. It is Michigan. Michigan is absolutely overrated.
There it is. There you go. All right, fair. Now we can move past that and say that means Kiffin will be the next Gators coach. Dude, we've been calling that since the last game of last year. Like we know this. Like this is no surprise. We absolutely think Robert. You stole Robert's answer, you liar. That's what you did. You seen Robert's comment.
I honestly didn't know he commented.
Robert, he took your pick. Robert, you get him for copyright. I'm joking. All right, let's get the rest of these picks wrapped up. The next one I got on the docket is your boys, NC State, Tennessee, 7:30 on ABC. Come on, man. Give me the Vols by a million. Give me the Vols, baby.
Yeah, so you asked me the question back earlier, or somebody in the comments asked the
question.
No,
you got to stay true. You got to stay true to your prediction.
We both know that's not true. I was asked how I felt about this game after this past weekend. I do feel a lot better about Tennessee in this game, but I felt good about it the whole time. I literally picked NC State in the predictions to be different because I've got Tennessee beating Oklahoma. And I really didn't see any other loss on the schedule besides Georgia for Tennessee. I could have gone 11-1, but I didn't want to put those type of expectations, so I put 10-2 down. I put NC State to be different. I knew the Vols would beat NC State the whole time. I still think that.
You lying. You could have chose Bama. You could have chose Florida. You lying, brother. Why did you no?
What? You get both of those games at home. You get both of those games at home. NC State.
I mean, yeah, but those are way better programs. But all right, whatever. That's fine. It's whatever.
But NC State it's not a true road game. You just but it is on the road. It is a neutral site game.
Look, I didn't want to say. I don't want to disrespect NC State whatsoever, and I love doing the show. I mean, there's a good chance there's more Tennessee fans at this game than NC State fans. Like, let's just be honest here. I don't know that. I don't know ticket sales, but I mean, I was on Vol Navy and like they were all going. Like everybody I was talking to was like, "Yeah, I got tickets. I got 2 extra. You want to go?" And I was like, I might actually want to go. Like, I got his information, and we'll see if it lines up. Let's see, Vols time. I'm picking the over this time. What is the over at? Is it?
Let's see.
Be careful. They'll get you from week 1 to week 2.
58.5.
I could see that. I could see Tennessee scoring like my record prediction or my score prediction is like 38-21. I could see that.
Dude, you've got it right on the number. That's 59 right there.
Yeah, I got 38-21. So, yeah, go for it. Justin, yeah, I get it. See, he's going against you, and that's your boy. He's backpedaling. Yep, he is.
Hey, that's why we do a season prediction and why we do week by week predictions, baby. Because
we make corrections.
I will go ahead and tell you and calling my shot now. You're going to do the exact same thing in 2 weeks when we do Oklahoma's. Don't be sitting there saying you're not going to.
Nah, I don't know. Oklahoma looked all right. Look, Oklahoma looked all right. I don't know about that. All right, look, Nicole State, LSU, 7:30 on the SEC Network Plus. LSU, Nicole State. I'm taking LSU by 1 million on this one, right?
Yeah, I thought I had the graphic for them, but I'm not seeing
and
it.
It's regardless if they win or lose tonight. Like Nicole State's a non-power 4 whatever program. So even if they lose tonight to USC, I'm still taking that team to win against Nicole State. If you don't have the graphic, shame on you. That's fine.
Yeah, I thought I had it, but no.
Just choose LSU and we'll move on to Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt is the hot new team on the block. So
yeah, I'm taking LSU in that one, but I do have Vanderbilt's graphic. So
well, of course, they are the MVP of the SEC this year or this week. Sorry, not this year. But yeah, shout out. I'm glad he brought up Virginia Tech, by the way, because Vanderbilt beat Virginia Tech last week. Ruined my 25-game parlay, in which I got 24 of them right. And not Vanderbilt, dude.
Yeah, there's the LSU one, by the way.
So, nice. Thank you. Vanderbilt, I'm taking Vanderbilt. Vandy is back.
Yeah, so, all right. Question about Vanderbilt. All right.
What?
So,
is it not weird that Alcorn's logo is like Vanderbilt's, but upside down and a different color? And
well,
all right, never mind.
Vandy just copyrighted it. Turned it.
All right. It's fair enough.
No, but question about Vanderbilt. So, I feel like after seeing that performance yesterday, that Vanderbilt is going to compete better than I thought they would in the SEC. Matter of fact, sitting here today, I'm going to pick Vanderbilt over South Carolina when they play. But my question for you is, with them beating Virginia Tech yesterday, as long as they take care of at least the other 3 non-conference games, is Clark Lee's job saved after yesterday's game?
Too early to tell. It's a great win. He saved him from being on the hot seat in week 2 is what he did. But it's too early to tell. I have no idea. One, because I don't think, even though they got a decent quarterback, good defenses are going to zone in on that and take away. They're going to spy, whatever they need to do. I don't see that being a game plan that you can take in, week out, and predict good results or project good results. I think somebody's going to key on that quarterback at some point. He's a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but like most players, like James Pierce Jr., you get focused on, and it's going to hurt Clark Lee a little bit. But yeah, even Robert comes in and says, great win for Vandy. And it is. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's great for Clark Lee. Very emotional coach. You can tell he wears his heart on the sleeve. That team needed a boost. Virginia Tech, go back to the ACC. Yeah, man, Virginia Tech, man, that's rough for Virginia Tech. But no, tips off to Vanderbilt. I'm taking Vanderbilt to win.
Yep. So next game I have on the docket.
Shoot.
Oklahoma is hosting Houston. This game is at actually, I believe this is at 7:45 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7:45 Eastern time on SC Network. Oklahoma, at least as of earlier, yes, it's still a 27.5-point spread on this one. Oklahoma wins. I think they cover in this one. Houston just doesn't have the horses to keep up with Oklahoma.
My second 25-game parlay that got 24 correct. Houston dropped the ball against UNLV, I think. So thank you, Houston. Appreciate that. Hate you for it. It's all good. I mean, I try to do that. I know you're like 25-game parlay. That's crazy. What I do is I just bet the
money
favorites on. Exactly. Bet the favorites on the games that you think that are, should win. And you bet $2 and you win 10. Like, I thought it was a great deal there, but nope, they got me. Thank you. Mississippi State, Arizona State for the game nightcap. It's I think it's at Arizona State. It's 10:30 Eastern on ESPN.
And this game, the line has actually moved up 2 points as Mississippi State is now a 5.5-point dog instead of a 3.5-point dog.
That's totally fine because I'm taking Mississippi State to win, so that's fine.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I didn't get to watch a ton of the game yesterday.
Did we disagree on any of these?
Yeah, we disagreed on the Arkansas-Oklahoma State game.
Okay, perfect. Right, I'm just making sure that we disagreed on one because I was about to change my pick. Something like, all right. I'm just making sure. All right, perfect. Yeah, Mississippi State's raw. I mean, look, we know, Jeff Lebby came in there and we thought that was going to be an explosive offense, and it is. And I think that's going to pay dividends against Arizona State.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I didn't see how Arizona State did yesterday. I see they did win the game. Played against they took care of business against Wyoming, won 48-7. I still think I like Mississippi State a little bit more than I do Arizona State.
I'm being SEC biased. I'll just tell you straight up. That's why I'm taking Mississippi State.